Welcome, everyone, to the inaugural Get a Move On. Shonuki presents, of course, Get a Move On. I'm your host for the run commencing soon, Trillbi's New Game Plus Any Percent Resident Evil 7 Biohazard run. That's a mouthful. I'm Doggy underscore. You might know me as Viva Pignard, a speedrunner. I am a smasher from the northeast of England, same as Trillbi, who will be coming up soon. And yeah, this is Resident Evil 7. I hope you're all very excited for it. I'm very excited for it. Of course, the incentive is over now, deciding on who to save, Zoe or Mia. Zoe was decided to be the winner of that one, so it's going to be a bit of a difficult one for Trilby, from what I gather. And yeah, over to you, Connor. Introduce some of the game.
Alright then, hello everyone, I'm Connor, also known as Trillbi. I'm a Northeast Smasher, but also speedrun Resident Evil 7. And yeah, we're just going to get straight into it. We're going to be playing New Game Plus. I will explain the categories as we start. I'm going to give a countdown, and on go, we will start. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. So, welcome to Resident Evil 7. This is basically the reboot of the series, and it stars pretty much all new characters, except for one at the end, which I will probably mention. So, I'm going to be speedrunning the New Game Plus category, and basically this means I'm allowed to use any weapons that I get from post-game. So I've finished the game both on the casual playthrough and a Madhouse playthrough, so I get access to infinite ammo, a weapon called the Albert Replica, and a weapon called the Circular Sword. These will be very important later. And we'll be doing any percent, so basically I don't have to do 100%, I don't have to read every file, I don't need to get every gun, I don't have to destroy every bobblehead and get every antique coin. And what we're seeing now is the beginning. We see the main character's wife, known as Mia Winters, sending an invitation for Ethan, which is the plot of the game. You are Ethan Winters looking for your wife. So I'm going to be doing this. I'll be doing this commentating and playing at the same time. But Evan, if you ever want to ask a question, all feel free. Make sure
Thank you very much.
Ask as many as you want to.
I was going to ask you what the difference is between any percent and 100%, but you helpfully explained that for me already. So thank you very much.
Oh, we're just knocking it out of the park already.
Exactly.
Something to explain actually, a bit of a difference between any percent New Game and any percent Madhouse is that a lot of first off, all enemies do extra damage, which is pretty standard in harder difficulties. There's different enemies that spawn in different places. So if you play Madhouse, you will see enemies that normally first appear later in the game. You'll see them much earlier. And there's a couple of extra tidbits. But I would recommend playing both modes because this game is absolutely phenomenal.
Maybe it's a prank.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of places to actually read donations as well, because there's some unskippable cutscenes.
Do love unskippable cuts.
I know.
We're speedrunners, Evan.
Well,
Sorry. Find out what happened.
Of course. There's nothing faster. There's nothing speedier than an unskippable 5-minute cutscene.
Yeah, this run is going to be. It's going to be a bit slower. Like for example, that Ratchet and Clank I could probably say is one of the faster runs you'll see.
That was something.
That was amazing. I was watching that with my jaw just dropped. It was brilliant. But yeah, this is going to be one of the slower ones, but that doesn't mean it's going to be as exciting. We are now in control of Ethan Winters. This is going to be the main character for Resident Evil 7 and also Resident Evil 8. Yeah, he basically what's going to happen now is it's going to show you the basic movement. So you've got running, you've got crouching, and then it's going to show you something that we skip. Basically, it's going to be a handbag that has an item in it, which will show you how to inspect stuff and picking up stuff which will go in your inventory. This is a fairly good opening. Everything looks pretty nice. And it shows you that basically one of the main villains from the off, so make sure you keep an eye on him because he's a problem, alright.
I think that's one thing this game does better than a lot of the other Resident Evil games, just in looking very, very, very good kind of the whole time. I remember when the game was kind of not released but like announced. seeing trailers and stuff, and I was like, this is just completely different to every other Resident Evil.
Yeah, 100%.
And it looks so good, man.
Resident Evil 6 almost got there, but they just kind of dropped it in the gameplay department. So, one of the first things we're actually going to see right now is I'm going to do an intentional reset when I see the save icon in the top left of the screen. So I'm going to hear a visual, I'm going to hear a sound cue, I'm going to hit retry. Now what this does, it allows me to keep the speed of Ethan that while he's outside. There's multiple amounts of speed that Ethan can have. It's in different levels, and when Ethan is outside, he's actually the fastest. So we actually use this this reset trick actually 3 times in the New Game Plus Easy category. One there, one on the way back from a sequence in this house, and then one at the very end of the run.
So does Ethan normally move slower inside the house? Then I'm assuming,
yeah.
Right?
Once you hit the save icon, the game kind of just slows you down to inside pace, and when you reset the game, it's either like the game doesn't understand, or it still thinks that you're outside, and it makes you move faster. It doesn't look as fast, like it looks almost similar to when you're inside, but it's a drastic difference.
So how long will that keep you moving faster for then?
It will pretty much all the way through this first segment.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's very.
It reminds me of you remember when you were at school and the teacher would tell you that you're not allowed to run inside when you're going around the corridors. The second you step through that threshold of the door, you had to slow right down.
Oh, vivid memories of secondary school. So, actually, while I'm here, I'm going to explain 2 things. First off is a skip that we're going to be doing. I'm going to be hugging the entire right of the wall here, just to skip a cutscene here. It's called Body Skip. A body will normally pop out of the water. And if I do this right, he shouldn't. There we go. And the second thing is, I'm going to be explaining the differences between Save Mia and Save Zoe. So, Save Zoe 1, and that is technically the bad ending of the game. So you will actually have to have another fight at the end of the game. Well, actually near the end of the game. And you will... there is a slightly longer cutscene, but apparently people like me suffering, which is fine.
Thank God I found you. It's me. It's Ethan.
If you save Mia, the entire fight is just removed,
right?
and there's a different cutscene that plays that's slightly shorter.
You contacted me.
No, I wouldn't. Did I?
If you actually have got any donations, you can actually probably say them now.
Oh, that's a good timing. There's a big one here. An anonymous donation of £100.
We need to go.
Wow!
Thank you,
We need
anonymous.
to go now.
That really means a lot. That brings us up by quite a lot towards the. Well, we're past the goal. We passed the goal earlier, didn't we? So yeah, that was a big donation from an anonymous donor. Thank you very much, whoever that was.
Thank you for the generosity. That's greatly appreciated.
You've been gone for 3 years.
So, something that's happened there, and something that's really important in Resident Evil is menuing. So, menuing in this game, the cursor that is on the menu kind of like stays in one place through a variety of different circumstances. So, as of right now, it is in the first box in the second row. That will stay in the first box in the second row. However, I want it on the bolt cutters because I will only be using the bolt cutters before using anything else. So
need to get out of here first.
It just makes it easier. You can just mash through menus at that point. Yeah, a lot of the beginning is just like a walkthrough. It's just you and me are trying to get out of here. But once we get into the main house, it'll ramp up a lot.
So why is Mia here then? For anyone that doesn't know.
Okay, so
some more of the plot of the game.
There's a DLC that explains it a bit, and also halfway through the story, Mia is actually a secret agent of sorts, and it was
exciting.
And she actually was hauling some cargo and a bioweapon, very in tune with the Resident Evil series, known as the E-Type. And the E-Type has the ability to like manipulate people and just like take control of them.
Okay.
And unfortunately, the ship that Mia was on while carrying this cargo had crashed, as we will see later. and now
Okay.
we get an email from Mia to pick her up from this, what I would guess, terrible
It's there.
basement.
House.
Yeah.
This is
It's interesting that email was the mode of contact she decided to use. To whom it may concern,
I remember
I'm
this
stuck in a
room.
basement. Help.
Another door.
Yours sincerely.
I'm sure of it.
Yours sincerely. So what I'm doing here is I'm looking left and right to hit a Q. So while she's going through this
We're gonna be a family.
this forced dialogue, I'm allowed to stand here. I'm supposed to be looking about, but as long as I'm looking at this wall and just shifting at the pillar, I will force the next event to happen, which will be a loud crash and Mia getting dragged through, as we're here now.
Oh, that's the one.
So what's happened is we now gain access to the locked part of the house, as you see the door open now. So what's going to happen is it wants us to explore, but all we really need to do is just kind of put our foot into the bathroom here. So we go in, we go out, and we hear the door smashing at the bottom. And this will be the first fight of the game, which is also partly a boss fight, and it's, believe it or not, it's Mia herself. Ooh. I've had better days than that.
I was just thinking, actually, when I was remembering about this game, the reason I didn't play it is because it terrified me.
So it's gonna ask us to resist here, but it's actually faster just to let her stab us. And as we're here, we're gonna run towards Mia because it forces us into a location in the hallway that forces Mia to just collapse. And if we just run at her, it teleports us there faster. While I'm here, actually, I'm going to quickly turn Evan. It's a bit quiet on my end, that's fine.
I can hear
There we
her.
go. Sorry about any issue
I
there.
can feel her clawing
No.
inside me.
You want?
Get out! Leave me alone!
Okay.
I've been bad. I deserve
So I'm
this.
gonna be a little bit safe in this one. Normally you can just inch ahead a couple of bits to get the fastest frame possible, but you actually have taken damage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this first aid bed. I'm gonna use it quickly, guard cancel, which is something I'll explain later, and then I'm gonna run back to Mia and just wait for this.
It's impeccable first aid. Just poured some water on himself.
There we go. Alright. So this is going to be the first Mia fight. We get one weapon, which is actually kind of unique, which is just an axe that was in the wall. And I'm going to focus up a little bit here before I explode. That's a shame. Okay, that wasn't as bad. Okay, so what happened there was, I crouched to try and clip into Mia's model. You can actually do this, and if you clip in and actually hit Mia's legs, they count as 2 individual hits. And by holding the left trigger and tapping the right trigger, I can do a power strike, which does more damage. And if I hit her legs in a good enough way, I can actually kill her in one hit. And then by mashing guard and attack, I'm not sure which one it is, so I do both. You can skip a whole sequence of just like punching her away before stabbing her with the axe.
Right.
My name's Zoe. There should be a way out through the attic. Go there. Now.
So that was Mia 1, not as bad. We got like 2, we took 2 hits, but that isn't going to do much in terms of like damage. We pick up the axe, which
Right,
is
so
good.
is there a health bar in this game then?
There
It's
is a
just like an
health bar.
invisible stat kind of thing.
Yeah. We will see it later. That'll be introduced in a slight cutscene. But as of right now, we do our second reset of the run, which will keep our speed. And
Okay. So I'm assuming for a lot of the rest of the run, you're probably going to be inside, which is why you only use it like 3 times.
yeah.
Okay.
So we're gonna go back here, which has the use of bolt cutters, and this is probably the last time we use them in the run. We get a mash here due to the menuing, and this will give us a fuse. There we go. Just as a disclaimer for other people as well, I am not running the censored version of this game, so there'll be some gruesome parts of the run. I will explain about the different versions later. So if you're squeamish,
Okay, it's
And if you don't like some swearing, because there is a lot of swearing, cover your ears and look away from time to time.
You shouldn't have done that! It fucking hurts!
So is there any difference in like how long the censored version versus the uncensored version takes, or is it
Yeah, actually, that's a good question. So there is 3 different versions. There's the uncensored version, there is a mildly censored version, and then there's the Zero D version, which is like the totally censored version. The Zero D version actually saves a lot of time. So, for example, your hand gets cut off here, but in the Zero D version, it doesn't get cut off at all.
Okay.
And there is going to be a sequence later where we get a key, and we have to go through a cutscene in this version, but in the Zero D version, it's just on a table.
Okay. So is that a different category entirely?
No, actually, they're the same categories, but it's labelled under like Japanese, PAL, and US.
Okay. Damn, you should have just done the censored one.
I don't have the censored.
Oh, do you know? Oh, that's a different version of the game you have to get.
Yeah.
Oh no way! I thought it was just like in the settings you could choose for it to be censored.
That'd be a lot easier. Okay, I'm actually gonna go for a safer strat here. I'm gonna pick up the gun and the hand and the first aid med just in case stuff goes horribly awry.
Fine.
Do you just put your other hand in your pocket at that point then? Where does it
No,
go?
it just
You're just swinging around.
No, it's not even cut off. It just looks like she hasn't done anything because the screen goes black. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna line up and I'm gonna wait for the ladder to drop down. I'm gonna get in and I'm gonna clip into that. Wow, that's unfortunate. Okay, that's it. Right, that was a good backup plan. Whew. That was a fast fight even with the snafu there. So what happened is I basically went for a similar strat where I line up, wait for the ladder to drop down so it doesn't push me back, and then crouch and clip in and try and get some strong strikes. And I made sure to pick up the handgun just in case. And another technique I used there was fast shooting. So if I mash the left 2 and right 2 simultaneously, it actually shoots a lot faster than just holding down left L2 and mashing R2.
Welcome to the family, son.
Trigger finger. There it is. There's the line.
Were you proud when you put that in my tweet?
Yeah, I was dead proud.
I love it.
It's my favorite part of almost any Resident Evil game. It's just such a good part. I love it. It's an excellent line. It would now be a good time for another donation, by the way.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there is £50 here from Mateus at Mateus UK, sending all my support to Knockout, Northeast, Smash Arena, Connor, Trillbi, Brazil. Thank you, Mateus.
Thanks, Matt. Love you, brother.
Yeah, Matt, of course, another Northeast Smasher. Now remember, all the donations for this event are going to Mind, UK-based mental health charity. So they help people with mental health problems, help raise a bit of awareness for it too.
Yeah, absolutely. Make sure you bring in that money because it's going towards a good cause. If you've got time for another donation, that'd be a good time.
Yeah, of course. There's also a £30 donation here from Jen. Let's go Trillbi. Awesome to see this run. I've seen a million times on a huge platform. Let's raise some money.
Oh, if it's the Jen I'm thinking of, then much love, Jen. Thank you for coming along to the run.
It's probably the Jen that you're thinking of, let's assume.
Yeah, awesome. Alright, you see now, one of the best cutscenes in the game.
What the hell?
Rise and shine, sleepyhead. It's time for supper.
Who are all you people? Where's Mia?
Eat it. It's good.
Dumb son bitch wasn't no good if it hit him.
Yes.
This is normally what happens during my meal times.
That's just what happens when you got a big family, isn't it?
Yeah.
Come here, boy.
I actually must add, I feel like the guy looks a bit more like a Kyle than a Lucas, personally.
Shit, he's not eating the Jack. He's not eating it.
Get the hell up, Marguerite.
Made that for him.
Get the hell out of here.
You're a son of a bitch. Oh, I can't believe it. He's son of a bitch. He's not eating it. He's not eating it.
This was supposed to be a very special feast.
The NASA team goes to KFC.
Or it's KO and that's Ty.
Yeah, that's Ty in the corner with his hood up.
Yeah.
bet it's that cop again.
Okay.
Damn pigs. I'm coming
So
back
what's
for
gonna happen now is basically 95% of my dead runs. What's gonna happen is I'm going to. Yeah, this is a massive reset point for me, both on stream and practice runs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break out of here, go towards the massive corridor, and try and manipulate Jack's pathing here, just so I don't take any more necessary damage and waste any more time. I'm going to require a bit of concentration, so I'm going to try and be as quiet as I possibly can.
slip out before dinner was done.
With the hatch key. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, that did not go as bad as I thought it would, but if he catches us off guard with this oh no, this is bad. This is quite bad actually. Okay, I think he stopped. Okay, yeah, that's fine. He can sometimes just follow you in the corridor, and if he hits you in here, whether you're blocking or not, he will make you lose like 30 seconds. It's really bad. It's only happened to me once, but it's a terrible thing to deal with as a speedrunner. So what I did there was I crouched to try and make him do a specific thing. However, I was too late and he grabbed me, but he didn't grab me in a way that was too bad because he can hit you and you'd take more damage. So I went up and used the hatch key on the door to I went up and used the hatch key on the door to make a event prematurely happen, meaning I didn't need to go interact with it later to waste more time.
Shut up and listen if you want to stay alive.
So this is Zoe
You
Baker,
gotta get out of that house.
the daughter of Jack and Marguerite that we've seen, and she's trying to get us out.
Codex. Don't lose it. It's
So,
important.
as you were saying before, Evan, about a health bar, the health bar is now shown. It is the pulsating thing on basically the smartwatch that she's given us.
This is smartwatch. Yeah.
Okay. I've gotten everything I need now, and we should be good for the rest of the run. So I'm going to hit this here. I'm going to hear the pounding on the window of the police officer, and we're going to go into this cutscene.
Hey, you gotta help me.
Hold on, back up. Now, sir, do you live here? I mean, is this your property?
What? Me? No. No.
All right. Now, we got several calls about some missing persons lately.
You understand. I gotta
If you got a donation, Evan, now's a good
Calm
time.
down.
You're not listening to me.
Sure, how
There are
about-
crazy people in this house trying to fucking kill
Yeah,
me.
so there's another one
All right,
from
let me tell you
Incus.
this. You don't exactly seem like
Let's
someone with
let's
full death
flipping
yourself,
go.
right?
Now, obviously not flipping. Said something else.
Like I said,
Let's flipping go, Trillbi.
several
You go.
missing persons.
Shame about the hand though.
And I
and
came
then
to
a
allow
little
that an outsider like yourself
colon
may not be
backslash.
wrong.
It's a £5 donation
I'll tell
from
you whatever
Incus.
you
Thank you very much, Incus.
All right.
Thank you very much.
That's
I
all
appreciate
right.
that, and you're the
Now,
goat, Incas. Don't
meet me
you?
in the
Don't you
garage.
worry. I'm gonna PB for you.
Hey, wait. You gotta give me your gun.
So, can
So-
you look at your smartwatch on command? Sorry, just quickly.
Yeah,
Like, can you choose to look at that?
Officer.
yeah. It pulls up every time you look into your inventory.
Okay.
Deputy.
Um,
Now, do you want to see my name in
and
the
basically,
obituary?
it's the same
wanna be a
principles
hero and
as
save my life.
original Resident Evil. Green for good, yellow for caution, red for danger.
Got you.
a fucking pocket
This
knife?
is by far the worst police officer in video games, by the way.
That's all you're gonna get.
I've been
He's doing
screaming
his
at
best.
I've been screaming at him for 5 minutes, saying I need to get out of here. These guys are trying to kill me, and he goes,
What am I gonna do with a knife?
an outsider like yourself may be involved. It's like, I need to get out of here. They're gonna kill me. Okay, so I'm gonna hit the button here. I'm gonna switch to the secular sword, and we're gonna get into the first Jack fight.
Hey, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
Now, first you need to tell me what you're doing out here alone in the middle of the night.
Me?
Oh yeah, don't
What
get
about
too
you?
attached to
What's
this
my
guy.
job? Won't you do your job and
Oh
tell
well.
me? Answer my
Spot on, I
question.
suppose.
You're not gonna believe me if I told you.
Try me.
Oh, graphic warning.
Put that door back. Put that door back. Put
Okay.
Damn. The
I'm gonna
shovel.
use, I'm gonna use
Now I know
the
what Moscow meant. It's the shovel.
Fuck! Fuck you and the
Okay,
horse.
so I'm gonna run past this. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna shoot him for him to stagger, and he's gonna get in the car and try and run me over. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go back to using my second assault and make him crash as soon as possible. I'm gonna bin the essence of defense because we don't need that. and I'm going to put my castle there ready for the next thing. Right. Okay, I promised my chat at some point that when I was going to speedrun this, I was going to try the out of bounds, so I'm going to try it once.
Okay.
I
believe in you.
Oh yeah. A lot of the flames and stuff will look kind of weird because I'm running this in super sampled mode for the PS4, so you'll see a lot of black textures in the flames because of it. But yeah, that is the end of Jack Baker. Or so it would seem.
Do I have your attention, boy? You're about to see some wonderful.
Ooh. That'll leave him with a bad headache.
Very good. Very good.
Okay, so I did this with the bolt cutters, but I just did something called a quick turn grab. So what it does with certain things is that it allows me to, well, the quick turn grab allows me to basically turn around and grab something on the same frame. And with certain things, for example, that ox statue, it allows me to turn it around, so I don't have to go through the issue of turning it around myself. Now, what that does is it saves me a bunch of time, and it instantly allows me to grab the ox statue, while also giving me enough time to move the shelf. So it just kind of like kills two birds with one stone. I've got the clock pendulum, which will be needed for a puzzle later. And we're actually going to start skipping conversations with the phone. We're still going to pick up a couple, but as of right now, a lot of them aren't necessary. We're going to go into this room here and grab another dog statue head. There we go. And this is where the out of bounds starts. So I'm going to concentrate for a good while. So. Right. Okay, let's see if I can get this.
Heck of a thing, ain't it? Sure shit beats the hell out of dying. My little girl.
Oh, that's not good. That's fine.
As you can see, the family is.
Will you let him finish his sentence?
That's not good.
Don't worry, I'm still
I don't think I'm gonna get this because he automatically locks onto the table. Okay, that's fine. I don't think we're gonna be able to do it. Peekaboo.
You're wasting your time.
See if we've got enough time here. I don't think we will. Yeah. That's a bit of a time loss. That's unfortunate.
You think you can hurt me?
This is quite awkward actually. I've never seen him take this many bullets, holy moly. Now I have to wait for him to die. Okay, a bit of a time loss, but not too bad. That should be good. No, okay, that's fine. So you see how important menuing is for the run there. We're actually going to see these shadow puzzles a bit frequently. There's 3 of them in the game, and all of them are important to progressing.
Who builds this shit?
What Out of Bounds does, it allows us to clip into a part of the level that we're going to come to much later, and it saves roughly about 17 seconds. So it is like a it is a big skip, but you can still get like a pretty top competitive time without it. Okay,
So what does a world record look like in this game then? What's like the top times?
I think the world record is by Ross Rossi, and he got a time of 1:25. Very, very good.
Yeah.
A lot of it is just like optimized movement and menuing. Just gonna. That's annoying. Grab this. Grab this. Now it's getting to me, I apologise. Okay, it's fine. So, for now, what we're gonna do is mainly just skip a couple of fights with the Morgan. We're gonna take this one out. We'll look for the key. That's good. That's good. We're gonna push it. Okay. There's a cutscene that we can skip there with the red dog head. We don't need to interact with that. We can just go straight on ahead. And we're gonna get into the Jack 2 fight, which is there's an audio cue. There's an audio cue and a visual cue that I need to use, but I'm also going to try and be a bit safe, because even in this mode, he has an instant kill move, which would take a lot of time up. Okay.
You ain't getting away.
That's fine. Okay, I'm going to move back a bit. Yeah, that's good. He didn't grab me. That's fine.
Never heard someone regret something they said so quickly. They said groovy, immediately followed by that's not groovy.
Okay. Need to do a bit of menuing, and we're gonna grab this. That was a very good fight, though. I think that'll probably make up for some of the lost time, which is really nice. And I've had a fight. So a big difference between, as I said before, a big difference between this version and the Sarah D version. There's like different animations. For example, you saw my hand get cut with this, cut into the wall with a screwdriver. In the Sarah D version, it's a giant, thick 2-pronged fork, so you actually don't get stabbed in the hand. There's going to be
They swapped a screwdriver for a fork. Sorry, you glossed over that a bit fast. They swapped a screwdriver for a fork.
Yeah, there's like a, it's like a 2-pronged fork with a big gap in the middle, so it doesn't stab.
Oh, like the barbecue ones, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
There is a animation with Jack in that fight that doesn't actually happen. So in the uncensored version, his legs actually get up and start walking, which is supposed to freak the player out. And then in the Sarah D version, he just stays down. But yeah, another key thing about that fight is that I didn't actually use the chainsaw. That's purely because the circular saw is just more powerful. And that's the first part of the game. We're done with the main house, and we're gonna hit into another cutscene. So I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna come out, activate a phone call, and yeah, take it away with any donations that you've got.
Excellent. So we've got a couple that I can read right now. I've accidentally refreshed the page, so I'll have to give me a second.
Is it gonna help?
So the first one is Solid Shook, donates £20. Don't get got by the Texans, Trillbi.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Shook.
Can't leave the property unless I get it
Another
back.
donation from Garugamesh.
Same goes for you.
£10 donation. Donating again for the homies on comms. Love you both and good luck for the run, Connor. You're going to kill it, I'm sure. And then he puts a little heart.
Thank you very much. Love you, brother.
So where is
Kind words. And then finally, one more donation from Kevin Malone. Turn this off, I'm scared. £5 donation from Kevin Malone. Thank you very much.
Done you worry, Kevin. I'm going to get it done as quickly as possible. Thank you for the donation.
The old house is near the
Yeah, thanks
water.
everybody for the donations so far. We're currently sitting at £1,308.33. I think it's 33
I'll be looking
pence.
for you.
You guys are.
So we've smashed the target. Thank you very much. No thanks to Trillbi and his excellent run, his excellent generosity. Their excellent generosity.
Thank you
Thank you
very
very
much.
much.
So the cutscene that's just happened there, it basically explains we're looking for a serum. If you help me, I'll help you. And it'll help your wife too. And they're saying it's in the old house where my mother resides. Okay, what I'm going to do here before I continue my explanation is I'm actually going to pause and wait for a black screen. So what happens is sometimes we go too fast for the game, and then the game takes a while to boot up. Okay, get that out of the way. That's fine. I'm allowed to take damage from those bugs, that's all good. sometimes we go too fast for the game, and the game just kind of pauses and says, "Whoa, buddy, you're going a bit too fast. You're going a bit too fast. Let me load the rest of the game in for you."
Stay the fuck out!
And we can pause, and it doesn't actually affect any of the in-game time. So I'm gonna. Oh, come on now. There we go. So Zoe says on the phone that she can't leave the property, and Mia can't leave the property without getting this virus out of her system. Ooh, a bit too close there. There we go. And that stops. And that basically says, okay, you need to go to the old house and find the serum for her. And this brings us to the old house now, which has Marguerite kicking about with a bunch of bugs, which is not the best for someone who's afraid of these things.
I was about to say, it's not a Resident Evil game without a bunch of bugs, is it? In more ways than one. Double meaning.
I think there was a factoid I remember from one of the GDQs that those are actually like Japanese centipedes, and I'm pretty sure there's like none residing in Dulvey, Louisiana.
Well, I'm sure there are also other aspects of this this game that are quite scientifically accurate. For example, the bugs that came out of a big sack in that house. I don't think those are particularly accurate. Or that massive creature that you just walked past. So there's a factoid for you. The game is not based on real things. So where are we going now?
Okay, so we are looking for the crow key, which is similar to the key that we had previously. Only it opens doors in this house. So what's going to happen is I'm going to, if everything goes right, we are a bit slow here due to the fact that the bugs would not get off the door. Okay, Marguerite is here. I'm going to take damage on these spiders, get straight past her, and that does not aggravate her. It's a weird bug that just doesn't happen. It just, her AI just doesn't react to it well, and we can just get scared straight past her. I think in Madhouse, or like the most hardcore version, she does in fact notice you no matter what happens, and she does aggro on you.
I wonder if that's something to do with not chaining damage, maybe. You know, once you take damage, she doesn't aggro straight onto you again. Mm-hmm. Which would make sense for an easier difficulty, I suppose. Yeah,
absolutely. What's going to happen now is we're going to go into the first boss fight in the old house. This is going to be our first confrontation with Marguerite. If I can get this camera angle right, this will be pretty funny. Okay, that's fine. If you get like a good camera angle, you can actually see her just like teleport out of the wall.
She instant transmission to the front of you and picks you up.
Alright, let's see if I can get this first out. Hopefully we can. Our camera's a bit higher. Wonderful, perfect. Very nice. Okay. What we're going to do here is we're going to stand about here. We're going to look up at the ceiling for about 2 to 3 seconds. 2, 3. And we're going to go to the crow door now. Okay. Use the crow key here. Wonderful. And this is the virus that Zoe was talking about. The cure for the virus, the serum. So it's going to say we need 2 things. We're going to need a D-series head and a D-series arm, and it's going to explain in this here.
Well, did you find a serum?
I just got done dealing with your mom and her fucking bugs. Wish you could have warned me.
Is now a good time for another donation?
Sorry about that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, of course.
What about the serum?
We've got another donation, one more donation from a little person known as Yuki.
Head and an
Yuki says groovy and donates £30.
Head?
Presumably a reference to Jack earlier in the room.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Bailey.
Have you
Much
searched
love.
the whole house?
Thank you very much.
Not yet. I still need to check the 2nd floor here.
All right, check it out. Meet me at the trailer if you find it.
Alright. So if everything went right, this exploit will work, and we don't have to go check out the 2nd floor, and we'll see Marguerite's this like monstrous form as she snatches the lantern, which is what we need to open the door on the 2nd floor. Yeah, this is going to be another input-heavy part of the run. I'm going to try and manipulate some of Marguerite's spawns as we fight her for the second time in this monstrous form. Stuff can go wrong here. I haven't really practiced the manipulations a lot, but as long as I follow like a, excuse me, as long as I follow a strict path, I think we should be fine. Okay. So we drop down here and we go up to the stairwell. As soon as we get around out here. Okay, so I'm gonna come down. I'm gonna look up.
Gotcha!
Yeah, perfect. Okay. So I'm gonna keep hitting her until she jumps. And then I'm gonna keep hitting her now. That's not good. Okay, that's fine. She didn't get the grab on us. Wonderful. Okay, we got Fast Cycle Marguerite as well. That's really good. Fantastic. Okay. What I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to delete the walking shoes to make some space. We don't need the croquis or anything anymore. Oh, that went really well. Okay, I got the lantern. We can move on ahead. If we have any more donations, we can probably fit in another one or two.
We have no more at the minute. Obviously, because I read one out not very long ago at all. Well, yeah, I would like to remind everybody, the cause, we are raising money for Mind Charity. There's a few incentives that we're raising money towards as well. I think all of them are for runs tomorrow. So that is Chili's Nipple Percent run, which I think we're only £25 away from hitting that on Mario Odyssey. And there's also Apache's Tuxedo run for Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater.
That is going to be godlike.
And which I'm really looking forward to. And possibly one of the most exciting runs. You can donate towards the character that Shanes will be using in Muppets Race Mania tomorrow morning. I think Swedish Chef is currently winning, and Kermit might have some money towards him as well.
Awesome. So I checked the draw there because it's RNG dependent on what could be in there. So I had caution health, so I was hoping that was a first aid med just to make it a bit more safety in the run, and it was. So thankfully, the Capcom gods have blessed us this day. And what's happening now is we're now looking for the D series arm, sorry, and this is the room of Evelyn, a character that we will meet later. So I'm going to take this D series arm, and
when you said arm, I kind of thought it would be some kind of like mechanical strut or something like that. Not
a literal arm.
Well, I suppose arm. Yeah, not arm.
Okay, so this molded here, he just spawns. He's actually invincible for a few frames, so he can actually just hit you while he's invincible. So you take a step back and pump 2 shots of the Albert Replica into him, and we just skip the rest of the molded. We take a almost exact path that we did going through, because most of the molded will just fall down or be too far away for them to hit you, and they'll despawn now. We no longer have I don't think we have any more phone calls we need to answer, but we do need to trigger one, which will happen as soon as we get outside. So if there's any questions you want to ask while we're on the journey, Evan, feel free to ask.
That's just really kind of how the run's going at the minute. You're sort of about the halfway point of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Are you going to do actually the save thing as well when you go back inside from this outside section here?
By the save thing, do you mean the
super speed inside the outside speed?
The outside speed actually is used in the final segment of the game.
Okay.
So,
so you can't use it just there because there's no loading save screen, right?
There is a save screen, but the only areas that you have mega speed while you're in the house is the passage towards. I'm gonna pause here. Yeah, okay. There was a black load screen there, but it's
okay.
It was nothing too big. The only segment within the house that has like max speed is the passage from the trailer to the old house. So it wouldn't be like we were not able to keep that speed, and it'd only waste more time. So we're going to see introduction of a new feature, the four-legged molded, which is the casual player's nightmare, as it is one of the difficult, if not the most difficult, things in the game to fight, because they're fast and they do a lot of damage. So, in the Sarah D version, this is the table that the key would be sitting on, and we wouldn't have to deal with this cutscene. And it's quite gruesome.
Yeah.
In case you guys didn't realise, that's actually the deputy who got beheaded. We're going to go down to the Snake King. Okay. We're going to make our way out of here before we get overwhelmed with molded. Now, we will be coming up onto the part where we could have skipped. I'm going to actually get rid of the speed first. There we go. So what's going to happen is we're now going to go back through the main house and open two doors that we were unable to open before. That's unfortunate. Okay, stagger him, that's fine. We'll run around him. The other one should be on the other side. So we mash the snake key. That should be good. And they despawn. And now we're going to use the clock. That is always the same for anybody who's wanting to speedrun this. It is always 10:15.
So does that relate to anything in the game that you've seen so far? You had to remember anything like that?
Yeah. In the casual speedrun, there is a. Well, I say in the casual run rather instead of the speedrun. There is a note on a globe in the grandma's room which says every other clock in the damn house, which basically says check other clocks for the time you need to unlock the passageway.
Okay, so the rest of the clocks in the house say 10:15.
Yes.
Okay, very good. Not to be confused with 10:15, of course. Just something very different entirely.
I'm gonna just that's fine. There we go. I was looking for a specific attack there, just in case he did try and swing at me. Okay, so we'll look about. We'll click that button. Nice. So the outer bounds allows us to traverse the outside wall of the house, and allows us to fall into that passageway that we did to get the red key card. Okay, so I'm going to do this. A bit more to the right. No? Okay. There we go. Third time's the charm. And what that allows us to do is it allows us to skip fighting an entire enemy. It allows us to skip the crawling through the wall, dodging a couple of molded, and it gives us the keycard super early. However, for people who want to speedrun this game, you must activate the clock, because if you don't activate the clock and you put in the red key card early, the game will basically freak out and be like, okay, this they're either cheating or they've got the key card way early, and it soft locks the game. So.
Okay. Why did you walk past that phone call, by the way?
There's no more phone calls that we need to take.
Okay, so these are all purely just kind of world building, like a story.
Oh, unfortunate. There we go. The run's actually not going too bad. Unfortunately, that whole segment with Jack went a bit too long, but we made it back with a couple of good fights. Okay, we're going to go into another big cutscene. If you have any more donations or questions, now's a good time.
Yeah, excellent. So there is actually one more donation from Moo. It's just signed as Moo. I'm assuming this is Mr. Moo.
Okay.
I think I might be confused. Is this how you money match Trillbi? Best of 5 preferable. Now that's unfortunately something that you'd have to arrange with Trillbi. There's nothing I can do about that.
Hold on.
Thank you for the donation, Mr. Moo.
Yes, thank you very much.
Looky.
Yes, and now we're sitting on £1,348 for the event. Very, very good.
You know what Zoe wants
Yeah, a
to do
few
with
people asking, saying some funny things in the chat. Jermaine asked a question before, which I'm trying to find. Never mind, I can't remember. I can't remember what it was.
No, Ethan. That ain't special.
If there's any questions in the chat that people are asking, I'd be more than happy to ask.
It's special.
Yeah, of course.
You see,
So, Jermaine asked, are they regenerators?
everybody
The molded.
to turn back.
I think they're a lot like the Regenerators, but
I'm just trying to show
they're just very like
I'm just trying to show him not everybody wants to
they're
go
just like
back to
based
how
off like the
things
models are
were.
based off of them.
So he's a stupid
Okay.
bitch.
Oh
She
yeah,
doesn't
this is
understand
this is
that
a
I
very
don't
Yeah,
not.
this is
how things were before my father found y'all. Now everybody wants to turn
this
back
is,
the clock. So Ethan, Ethan, you can
I'll tell you who he looks like.
crawl around.
Fella from Pirates of the Caribbean. Last eye. Just a thought that popped into my brain there.
Damn thing, Ethan. You'll need that serum.
Oh, that's a brilliant
Ooh,
comparison.
baby. You're gonna have to come through me.
Chris also asks, why do you like speedrunning such a game, Trilbers?
What do you say?
Well, Resident Evil 7 kind of drew me back into the series. I saw it on the shelf at Granger Games for like £3, and I was like, okay, Resident Evil 6 was bad, but Resident Evil 7 can't be £3 bad. So I was like, okay, let's play this, and I got the game in within the first 2 hours. I was like, this game is phenomenal.
I was going to say, because you speedrun another Resident Evil game, don't you? I'm sure you have played another Resident Evil game. Maybe you've not speedrun it, but
I've definitely played Resident Evil 2, 4, and 5.
okay. Is 2 the remastered version I've seen you play?
I've played the original and the remaster.
Okay.
I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil. So me seeing Resident Evil 7 like bring Resident Evil back to the glory days is just, it's so good. It feels so good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to block the C4 here. That's nice. That's a good one. We're going to activate this cutscene.
I know. Fucking password, right?
Watch your mouth.
Why don't you try
Jesus.
0814?
Flipping password.
Oh!
Flipping
06
password.
21.
Goodness gracious.
No, it's 0514. Oh, come on.
There's some Christian
Never know.
children in this stream. You cannot be.
Top,
Yeah.
top.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start depositing all of the items apart from 3. So this is going to be the circular saw, the Albert replica, and the infinite ammo. So these are considered special items because they're weapons and items that are gotten through finishing the game under certain requirements, meaning they actually can't be discarded. They just go straight back to the item box. So what's going to happen is we are going to, first of all, just ignore all of these molded, except for you. You can perish. And we're going to jump down over here where we get introduced to the final unique standard enemy. So like unique but standard enemy. So you've got the molded, you've got the four-legged molded, and you've got this kind of molded, which we will see momentarily. I'm going to do a quick time grab to grab this battery, and I'm going to put it into this generator.
So why is that got a name? Turn grab.
The quick time grab.
Yeah. Because you've done it a few times throughout the run. You did it a lot towards the start.
Yeah,
And
so
you did it with one of the heads as well.
Yeah, so the quick time grab is like basically just like a combination of the technique quick time and grabbing something. And you basically press quick time and your interact button at the same frame.
Okay.
So that was the fat molded. Yeah, that was the fat molded. We will see a couple more of them, but that was basically like a mini boss. And what happens here is because they are special items, we can actually discard them and just send them straight back to the item box. Now we want our inventories to be empty so we can enter the next part of the next part of the level, because he basically says, "Oh, all that stuff you're carrying, get rid of it," and it's just like, okay, cool. So you're basically setting us into a trap.
All that stuff you have, no. Let go. Empty your pockets.
Release.
Release items immediately.
Okay. As long as you don't try and type in the thing before, it should be 1408 every time. Because the game basically is just like, you have to interact with it and then he tries to kill you with the trap. And as long as you don't type in 1408, that'll be the thing all the time.
Okay.
The code. So I'm going to talk over this rude man as he tries to explain we have to put the candle on the cake. This game actually does a really good job of foreshadowing. So in the guest house that we were in before, in the main house and in the main house twice, there's actually videotapes that show you future areas of the game, and this is one of them. So what happens is the bakers basically kidnap a bunch of innocent people, and he puts Clancy in here and basically tortures him, and he says, you need to finish this. And if we watch it, we can see that he actually kills Clancy due to a barrel full of oil. And he needs a thing from the barrel of oil to continue through this puzzle. So we can actually just watch it and put the codes in ourselves without having to die. So what happens is we need the valve handle. We're gonna put that in there, and then that'll stop the water from going on the candle. But basically what happens is you get stuff like a telescope which shows you a secret pattern, and then you need to use that pattern to unlock something, give a dummy finger to the dummy, and there's a lot of like complicated steps, but basically it's get a bunch of things so that the dummy can write lose it into your arm and then put the code lose it into that padlock. But that key in there, that is actually once you pull it out, gasoline starts going across the floor and it burns you alive, which is how Clancy unfortunately loses his life. But, you know, because we're speedrunners and we know everything, we're pretty much, we just do like 2 simple steps instead of that whole looking at the videotape and having to go through the whole shebang. Speaking of shebang, we've put a time bomb through this, put a time bomb through there, and we'll actually get the D-Series head. Okay, so we're going to look here, get the item box, crank, D-Series arm, into the ammo. Okay. That should be everything. Okay, there's the crank. And we're coming up to essentially halfway through the game, which is pretty good. Yeah, what's going to happen is we're now going to run across these docks and into a boathouse, and if you check the TV, you can basically see that Zoe and me are tied up in the boathouse, and we have to go over there and save them.
Is this a good time for a donation?
It's a perfect time for a donation.
Excellent. There is an anonymous donation of £26 with no message. Thank you very much, anonymous donator.
Thank you, anonymous donor. I appreciate the gratitude that you give us. We take out that four-legged motor just to make sure that we're okay. There's going to be another four-legged molder that pops up just at the end of this bridge. I'm going to take you out. Okay. And one more drops down. So now we're in the boathouse. It gives us a lot of supplies, which is basically a foreshadowing of what's to come. So we go over to Zoe.
Zoe.
Not now. We don't have the time. Do you have both ingredients?
And she asks us for both ingredients. And if we do, we should be able to...
There should be enough, right?
Good.
If we make them fast enough.
Okay.
My father and Lucas aren't far away. He's coming.
So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her the ingredients for the serums. I'm going to run down. I'm going to run down. Touch the item box.
Serum. What's next?
And this will actually make her be done with this earlier, so she's just stood there and we can take it. And this is... I'm gonna actually need to concentrate up real quick, so there's going to be a bit of silence, but this is the final boss fight with Jack. And he is taking a much different form than last time.
I was about to say, the final boss fight with who?
As long as I can get this first strat down, then I should be good. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Okay, I've got a backup strat, which is fine, but it's just going to take a little bit longer. So there's an eye down here. We're going to just use the saw on that. I'm going to run to the tail and see if I can get the bottom of that. Okay, I couldn't get that, that's fine. I'm going to just start dealing damage to the rest of his face. This might look like visually hectic, but I have a vague idea on where all of his eyes are. That's fine. There's a big one on his back. I have to wait for him to show this last bit. That's annoying. Okay, I'm getting a kind of shoddy cycle here. I need him to climb up so I can actually see it. Thank you. There we go. Okay. Not as bad of a fight as I've once had, so that's like I'd say like a decently good time for a backup strat. So that's not too bad. We're gonna see one more vital spot again on his face, and then that should be the end of the fight. Oh, Jack.
So is it the final Jack fight, that one?
That is the final Jack fight.
I'm gonna miss him. A little bit.
Ethan, this way. Use the serum on him.
So we just mash X to get through this cutscene. This basically crystallizes him. That's quite close there, Jack.
Are you alright?
But no cigar.
Yeah.
Alright, so
Mia's waiting for us.
I believe the incentive was to save Zoe.
Yep, there was 125 for Zoe versus 10 for Mia.
GP screwed me over so bad.
You know what? I'd like to say I had no partner.
I had to use one of them.
I would be lying.
There's only one left.
So I'm gonna look to the right, and just to make
There's
sure,
only one left.
I'm gonna
There can't just be one left.
see the queue
What the hell are we gonna do now?
when it says save Zoe. So I'm gonna look over here. I'm gonna queue Zoe.
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I really am. But Zoe will be able to guide the two of us to safety, and then I can come back for you.
Go. I don't want to hear it. Both of you just go.
Mia.
Go.
So this is actually like a 4 or 5 minute unskippable cutscene. So
Don't
if
be
you've
ridiculous.
any questions from the chat,
forget.
Right.
I still have a job
Right,
to do.
yeah, oh, questions. Who has questions? Who has questions for Trillbi so we don't have to sit here in silence and watch a 5-minute cutscene?
A 5-minute unskippable cutscene. That is correct. So we got to listen to Mia usually, but this time we're listening to Zoe, which is a bit longer.
Oh, so the amount of time they take to tell their story actively impacts how long the game takes as well. That's crazy.
How much longer is the run on different difficulties? I think with normal, there isn't that much of a difference. With hardcore on Madhouse, there's a couple of different things
Thank you.
that affect it, like AI patterns and stuff like
I
that.
can't believe you chose me.
Mia's no good to anyone right now.
Different spawn locations, how much damage they do. You just got to be a lot safer. I think it's by a few minutes, but like the people who do hardcore are like insane at the game.
Starting with me.
They go insane while they're affected. That's
Mia
correct. Yeah.
came here with Evelyn. That's how it started.
You ever thought about doing RE4 runs? They look really interesting. So here's the thing, like RE4 is like you have to put in like thousands and thousands of hours if you're a top runner just to shave off like 2 seconds. That is like one of the most like competitive like hardest to speedrun games ever. Like honestly.
What the?
Are you gonna snipe Whammy on stream later? Absolutely.
I hope we all do. I know I'm planning on it. He does have 83 characters
I gotta
to
know
do.
what Mia was up to.
I love the
I
fact
proposed that actually, because we've done like an extra £500 over that, we actually just make him play
Evelyn doesn't want us
50
to
more
leave.
characters. Just again, why not?
No, Evie.
do we get the end of Zoe DLC afterwards? I actually don't own the DLCs. I've never played any of the DLCs. So I thought we saved that. Yeah, this is the bad ending, Callum.
No. Yeah, but guys, don't forget. We'll be streaming on this Twitch channel for the rest of today until 11:30ish, until Whammy goes live with his Elite Smash speedrun. And then live from about 11:30 a.m. tomorrow as well, same as today. First run of the day being Captain JJ. We've still got a couple of donation incentives to put money towards, of course, so check those out. It actually just appeared in chat as I was saying that. And yeah, good luck to Connor for the rest of the run. It's been fun so far.
It has been good.
Wow.
So now we're going to be playing as Mia. I'm pretty sure there's no difference in like characters. Like, I'm pretty sure she has the same health, same speed, stuff like that. And we are going to be going through the destroyed sunken ship. And for the casual player, this is a really boring part of the run because, as we're going to see, we have to go through it twice, which is pretty boring for the casual player because it's like, oh well, I've just done the entire ship. Why do I have to do it again? But yeah, as we've seen, Ethan has just been carried away by the I guess it's like an E virus, like with the correlation with the T virus and the G virus and stuff like that. But yeah, the E virus tentacles had dragged Ethan away, and now we must have to rescue him.
So that's sort of become its own hive mind, to use the word tentatively. Yeah, it's all right. Resident Evil has a pretty good track record of making you walk back through the exact area that you've just been through all the time. Say, oh, go get a key card from the other end, and now come back.
Alright, so as Mia, we also have access to the new game items as long as we get to an item box, so that makes New Game Plus a hell of a lot easier because, to be honest, the submachine gun that she gets isn't that good.
She killed them all.
Now it's time for one more donation. Actually.
Yeah,
before we head back down the pirate ship again. We've got one more donation from Blues. It's a £10 donation. Goat runner in all caps.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you, King. Absolute homie. Thanks a lot. I appreciate the generosity. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to open up a door on the second floor. That takes a fuse, and the fuse is going to be needed later as well to progress. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly go through here, and as we're going to see, we're going to be following this this little girl that for some reason is just appearing and disappearing on a ship, which is rather peculiar considering there's a bunch of mold and flashbacks of people dying. The weird thing is just a teleporting little girl that can kill people. That's unfortunate. Oh.
Are you remembering?
What? What are you?
She kind of reminds me She kind of reminds me of that girl from Silent Hill 2. You know, the kid that just...
Oh, yeah, I know the one you mean. I cannot remember names, but yes, I do know what you mean.
I'm also very excited for Resident Evil 8 Village. That game looks phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, of course. I forgot that just recently got announced, didn't it? I mean, there's one big reason that I was looking forward to playing it. I'll let you guess which one that is. The gameplay. I'm a big Resident Evil fan.
Absolutely.
What are you talking about?
You said!
Oh, we've made her have a bit of a tantrum. So what we're going to do is we're going to once again use a quick turn grab to get this fuse. Quick turn grab and get a general purpose fuse. And that is pretty much all the interaction we have for this first floor. For about, I'd say about 60% of the ship. A lot of the ship is basically just see what you see in the video and then replicate it in different ways. So, as we see here, we see the girl again, pick up the videotape, you smash X.
What?
And this is the only videotape that we do in the game, because it is required. If there's any more donations, that was a good time.
So we've got no more at the minute, unfortunately. Okay. I was quite looking forward to seeing what VHS we were playing. Hong Kong Phooey, maybe.
We're watching Maniacs, we're watching Wacko's Wish.
Oh, we're watching the Animaniacs, excellent. Yeah, no more donations at the minute. But remember, guys, we're raising money for Mind, the UK-based charity. As I have previously mentioned, focusing mainly mental health problems, people with mental health problems, and just general awareness and things like that. You know, so it's all for a good cause. Thank you very much to all of the viewers who have tuned in so far, all of our runners, including Trillbi here before me. And there you go. There's the Ethan face reveal.
It's my fault she
Yeah, it is your fault. But that doesn't mean I'm gonna let you die.
Somebody in the chat said, I hope it's Home Alone 2. Video.
That's very good.
Here. Take it. It has her tissue samples. You find her.
Okay, so
fix this.
We're listening to Alan right now, and he's basically saying,
"Where are
here's a bunch of her tissue samples, which can fix all of the stuff that's happening on the ship." So what's going to happen is,
she's close.
We can look at our watch. Every time we stop, it shows our watch, and okay, let's see if I can get this skip.
Damn, I'll have to reset.
Nah, that's a shame. You can skip the call by
she's vomiting.
Being able to get
Far
out
more
of the door
in excess of
just
her body
before it triggers.
We're gonna be seeing a lot more of her ugly
But yeah,
faces
Alan
as she
basically
keeps
says like everything's going wrong.
Alright.
The ship's going into
need to
disarray.
find
She
her
keeps
and fast.
attacking.
This is getting out
We
of
need
hand.
to
Agreed.
we need to find her and fix this. So we're going across the ship, and the objective is basically you look at your watch and it shows you like a GPS tracking chip that shows you where she is. And as speedrunners, we obviously know where she is and what she's going to do. We hit this button. We're going to go to the same place we were before. We go in here. Okay, the other will do. Nice. Yeah, that's the that is the the submachine gun that I was speaking about. Not very good recoil or damage, so we just don't use it.
So that's what makes it worse, just purely damage compared to the Albert.
Yeah. Okay. The Albert with enhanced handgun ammo, which is what you can see in the bottom right, allows me to one-shot most
That's a new
things.
Game Plus specific item, isn't it?
The infinite ammo. Or
The
the,
infinite ammo, sorry.
Yeah, enhanced handgun ammo. There's a big part of the game that we just kind of skip, which is like crafting stuff.
Okay.
And you can basically find stuff in boxes which is like chem fluid and gunpowder, and there is a variation of the chem fluid called strong chem fluid. And when you use the strong chem fluid, it gives you like basically upgraded variants. So if you use it with a green herb, it gives you a strong first aid med. If you do it with the solid chem fuel, or the solid fuel, I think, it gives you flame grenade launcher rounds. If you do it with, let me think here. If you do it with gunpowder, you get enhanced handgun ammo. And I'm trying to think, what is there one more? I haven't used crafting in so long that I just can't remember.
No,
Yeah, I don't imagine that's an
I'm not
integral
mad.
part of the speedrun then, is it? Especially since I've not seen you do it basically at
Did you
all.
call me?
I don't want to live in the
If we normally want
I
anything
a
that
house, and I want you to
that
be
we can
my
craft,
mommy.
it's either
Okay.
we already have it, so like infinite ammo, or we can shoot the boxes around and we can probably get what we need anyway. So like we can normally
Yes,
get a
but she
first
ran
aid
off.
med, or
She's making more friends, Alan. Those things are
well,
everywhere.
we normally want first aid meds just to be safe.
Are you okay?
You just worry about getting everyone back.
Okay. So now what's going to happen is we basically have to get to the 3rd floor where Evelyn will be. So what we got to do is, it's the second shot. That's fine. He didn't stagger me, which is better. Gonna see a couple of friends drop out here. That's fine. That's better. We actually managed to dodge both of them, which is good. So an annoying part of this one actually is you'll actually be aiming at some points like here, and the watch will come up just like that, and it can actually mess up your shooting, which is really unfortunate at points. But thankfully, it only happened once. So. Yeah.
She's just checking the time so she can do like military callouts, right?
Oh,
she forgets we're like 3 o'clock and 12 o'clock and such as, so she just has to check. That's fine.
Yeah.
It's a valid combat strategy.
Emergency safety lockdown system has been engaged.
Okay. So we're gonna make it to the 3rd floor without the use of the elevator anymore because of the lockdown. And what we gotta do is we gotta take another similar path that we did to get to the elevator in the first place. We're going to see another molded. I missed. I'm just going to block it to be safe. I don't mind a bit of a time loss there. I'd rather be on better health. Going to climb through this window. That's nice. Good. And this will take us to the 3rd floor. The same area that we're actually watching the old videotape in right now. And we're going to go straight past it to see Alan on the floor, looking pretty damn hurt.
How did you get here?
Where's Evie?
She's out of control. Without the treatments, she's deteriorating.
Well, it's a good thing we're
That siren is concerning.
Don't say that.
It's been going on non-stop for a while, hasn't it? Just SpongeBob's alarm clock, right? She slept in.
That little bitch, she never trusts. Okay. Evie, no, Evie.
See,
Evie.
there's nothing you gain from being rude.
She's trying to take control. You have to fight her. Evelyn, stop! Stop right now!
Don't touch me, don't!
If anybody's got any questions, this is a good time to ask, and I'll answer to the best of my ability. Because there's another big cutscene that I can't skip.
So this is kind of showing where the virus originates, right? Well, the virus, quote unquote.
Yeah, pretty much.
From this kid, Evie.
I just
This child.
I just saw Jermaine's comment there. 10 out of 10. Love it.
Oh, excellent. So, right, okay. So I know where we are now. So this is probably coming towards the end of the flashback then, right?
Yeah. Again, if you go and interact with that, it basically shows you the thing that we saw at the beginning of the game, which was the message that she sends.
We'll be together
Alright, so this is in fact the only cutscene that the game encourages you and like you can skip like by choice. Like the game allows you to. Like we're not supposed to skip the phone calls, but we can. This one actually allows you to skip the cutscene, but unfortunately, it leaves us with a very big loading screen.
So you may as well have just watched the cutscene anyway, right?
No, because if you watch it, you still get the big load screen.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So you get a cutscene and a load screen. Excellent.
But yes, normally we go by in-game time. So if we get an underestimate, which I believe I said was 1 hour 50 minutes, if we get in-game time lower than that, I'll be extremely happy. And if we get sub 140, I'll be ecstatic, because that's normally what I hit in like my good runs. I normally get like anywhere between like a 137 and a 139.
Okay.
But
we're currently sitting at 119, obviously out of game time, not including this fat 3-minute cutscene.
I remember.
Or incidentally, the earlier fat 3-minute cutscene.
We should be a family. We were never a family.
If I can squeeze in one more donation though, just before we end this cutscene. It's a £2 donation from anonymous donor with no message. Thank you very much.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate the £2. You might not think it's much, but it goes a long way for us.
Absolutely. Every little bit helps. I'm just so grateful for any and all donations.
Yeah, absolutely. So now we're basically going to go through the same places again. We're going to see some new areas of the ship that we didn't see in the... that we didn't see in the flashback, but what we will do is basically like go through the same areas that we did go through, and get our new equipment and items that we need and progress from there. So we actually go to the captain's lounge here, and we get a lug wrench, which allows us to open up the elevator. So lug wrench, there we go. And then we jump down into the elevator shaft. Okay, jump down. I'm just going to quickly mash to check my position. Okay, so it's there. Nice. Okay.
This is a bit like that one scene in Revenge of the Sith. Do you remember? You do.
Is this where I have to make the unfortunate thing where I haven't seen Revenge of the Sith?
Oh God! Oh! You know what? Doesn't matter. Not today. Not today. This is a conversation for another time.
As soon as I get off the stream, which is
I was likening it to the start of Revenge of the Sith, where Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker have to go through the top of an elevator that is plummeting down towards the bottom of General Grievous' ship.
I see. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the fuse that we mentioned before. We're going to climb back up. And we're going to go up to the 3rd floor, where we will find the other part of the elevator that we need, which will be a power cable. So we climb up. We take the corrosive that we got from the room that Alan was in. We're going to ignore this legless molded. We're going to wait for him to attack so we can abuse the iframes on the interactive, and we're going to move straight on ahead. Now, something that you've probably recognised here, and is something quite scary for this run, is I in fact don't have any weapons on me, so we cannot actually fight back against anything that decides to combat us. So as we can hear now, a fat molded has actually just spawned, and could be a problem, but we should be okay. So I'm gonna wait. Power cable. I'm gonna go straight past. The wall blocks the puke, and we run straight past them. That was good. Something else to note as well, in fact, that with our guard, we actually have defense values for equipment, so the fact that we have nothing in our hands means that we don't really have a defense value, or it's at our lowest, so we will actually take more damage when we defend stuff.
So how much, to kind of put a value on it, what sort of percentage damage reduction does blocking actually do? Because I've seen you block a few times in this run, but I've seen also other times where you just take the hit and it doesn't really affect you that much, and you just kind of continue on. It almost seems faster not to block.
So, so to answer the last part of that is saying it is faster to block because like you don't get hit in a stagger animation. But with with defending, it's not. To put a number on it, I'd probably say like 60-70%.
Okay, so quite a lot then, really.
And if you have something that's like quite chunky in terms of like, if you have something quite chunky in terms of a weapon, so for example a grenade launcher or the circular saw, it'll actually defend more. Please don't hit me. That'd be nice. Okay, cool. He just shoved away. That's actually a really good pattern. We're gonna just sneak past this dude here. Lovely. And hopefully this fat molder doesn't hit us. Wonderful. That was a very nice bit. Now, I'm gonna have to actually like use my brain more than rely on like memory, because I have done this, I'd say like twice.
Ethan.
So basically what happens here, it's another big unskippable cutscene. This is why the latter half of the game is not as strong as the first half of the game.
Ethan?
But after this, normally what happens when you save Mia is that she will just pull you out and throw you away before she changes. But because you chose Zoe, she's actually emotionally weaker, and she actually the E-virus takes her over and you have to fight her again. Have you got any questions or donations? This will also be a good time.
No more donations at the minute. Yeah, I suppose my only question so far is how do you think the run's going right now? I think, personally, looks like it's going pretty well. Of course, now I suppose the latter half of the game, how well you do doesn't affect it as much, since there's a lot more cutscenes. Which I'm assuming was why in-game time is used as a measure, as opposed to I know a lot of the Japanese Japanese style games and things like that, franchises like Resident Evil, quite often have kind of an end of game timer and like a score kind of thing, and it'll show you how long it took. So, yeah, just how do you think it's going?
I think it's gone pretty well. I'm glad that a lot of the boss fights actually went well, compared to like the unfortunate circumstance with the Outer Bounds failure that happened. Menuing's been good. There's been a couple of sloppy bits, but that's fine. And yeah, I'm hoping this last half is pretty forgiving, because there's a huge segment that's just a bit unforgiving at times.
Right. Okay. Yeah, Incus asks a good question. Is it with PB pace? Do you think?
Because it's the bad ending, I don't think so.
Probably not. Right. Okay. But it is still funny doing the bad ending instead of the good one, right? There is a reason we've chosen it.
So, I think my PB is 136.12.
Sure.
And I think that's 60th place. So,
okay.
It's like middle of the pack basically.
Yeah, sure.
So like there's a lot to improve on, and people who can pick up the game, they can definitely do better than me. Like, it's definitely a game to get into. Like, as you've seen, it's
been a very enjoyable one to watch. I'd say that as much. Yeah, I suppose games with like Resident Evil, a lot of games just of this style, you don't really ever think of them as like speedrun games, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like your platformers and stuff like that. You know, your Mario 64 and your Sonic Adventure and things like that.
Yeah, exactly.
So I really always enjoy watching these kinds of games speedrun. It's just a bit different.
There's no time.
Okay.
Here, take that.
So if I remember, the crowbar's at the back. Yeah, so she...
I won't be able to resist for much longer.
Yeah, so she throws you to the back here, and then she starts to clean it. So we take the crowbar.
Yeah. No. No.
There we go. Okay, there we go. So that is apart from the ending cutscene, that is the entire difference between the good ending and the bad ending. The good ending is canonical and Mia lives. The bad ending is you kill Mia.
I'll kill that bitch.
Okay, there we go. Unfortunate. Okay.
Why, Mia? Why?
Okay, so hopefully, if we can get some good luck and we optimize our movements here, we might be able to get the.
Where the fuck are you?
Might be able to get the RTA clock under the estimate as well, but maybe there's above average chance that we might go over estimate in terms of the RTA clock, which is fine. But this is the final section of the game. We are now back in control of Ethan, and we are heading to the mining tunnels. Which, spoiler alert, just like every other Resident Evil game in existence, there is a hidden biolab. So
you can always tell when it's going to be a hidden biolab because it's under the ground.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to see something in the run for the first time, which basically gives us increased carrying capabilities. We're going to see a backpack in the corner of this building here. Normally it's in Grandma's room, but because we're speedrunners, we actually don't see it. It's in like a room tucked away from there, so we'll pick it up here. We're going to pick up the grenade launcher, which spawns here if you don't pick it up with the crow key. And we've taken these things, so we're going to do infinite ammo. I'll do it. So, the grenade launcher is probably the best tool that we have for the end of the game. I loaded the unique ammo into it, called neuro rounds, and neuro rounds are super important. Ooh, that was clean. We're gonna stand here. There's a bit of an invisible barrier, and then we're gonna let ourselves in. So neuro rounds, what they do is they stun enemies and make them stationary for quite a bit of time, which lets us do quite a number of things when it comes to the end gauntlet of the run. So while we're in the elevator, while we wait, we're going to destroy that bomb, and then we're going to move on ahead. So this is more of a movement-heavy part of the run. There's going to be enemies and stuff, but normally we don't mess with them. Apart from this dude here, I've already put enough bullets into him to make him crumble. Yeah, we just run past this enhanced molded and the normal molded. And we're going to jump down and head to a minecart. Yeah, we normally don't mess with them, we just go straight ahead. Because there's no need to. It can get quite dangerous if you try to take them out. We use this minecart anyway, and if any of them are in the way of the tracks, they die. Like so. There we go. And once we get to the light area of this part, of this mine, it's actually going to despawn. So we trigger this, we block, and that is marginally quicker than just shooting it out. And we now come to the E-neurotoxin. So what this does, we need to put in the Evelyn tissue sample that we got from Mia. And this allows us to make the vaccine to basically kill Evelyn. Awesome. Wonderful. Alright, we're now coming to the final like scary part of the game, where I'm going to use my last reset point. If you remember Evan speaking about where I use it, this is going to be it. So we get past this, just this little bit where we're forced to slow down. We crouch down here, we see Evelyn, and then when I see the save icon in the top left, we're actually going to retry because it speeds us up a lot. Right here, retry.
There we go, now it's time for outside speed.
Sir. All right. Awesome. Okay. So, I'm mainly going to be using the Albert, but for safety purposes, I might pull out the circular saw from time to time. That is not a good start. That's fine. You kind of took a different path from what I'm normally used to. Okay, we can normally skip him. Okay, that's good. There we go. There's going to be a four-legged mold at that, things. Yeah, we jumped. I was really worried about that. Okay, we should be able to slip past them. Okay. I'm going to block just to be safe. I'm going to kill him. Okay. So this is the only time that we're actually going to use the neuro rounds from the grenade launcher. This is basically just like a mini boss arena where you have to take down 2 fat molders. But we're speedrunners and we don't really need to kind of bother ourselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shoot a neuro round right in the middle of them. And that'll stop them for a bit, and they shouldn't spit at us. Keyword being shouldn't. And that should give us enough time to get up the ladder, and we skip the fight entirely. And that is pretty much all of the suspenseful. That's not the word I'm looking for.
Suspenseful. That's a word, right?
Well, it's a word, but that wasn't the one I was looking for. Stressful. That was the one I was looking for. My apologies.
That's one.
These stressful fights in the room. We've got one more fight coming up, but that is.
It's not here. It's gone. It's gone.
But it's piece of cake.
That's what we like to hear.
So we are back into the guest house. Shock surprise! Everything's connected, like a Resident Evil game normally is. We're seeing flashbacks of what happened at the start of the game. Only this time, it's a bit different because we see the teleporting murder girl.
It's okay. It's okay. It's me. I know you didn't mean to hurt me.
Kill him, Mommy.
But you shouldn't have done that! It fucking hurts!
Does it want to be my daddy? Then he can die. Now it's Mommy's turn to kill you.
Alright, so what's going to happen is we're going to try and escape the house through the rear that they originally came in, but Evelyn's going to try and stop us.
You're gonna be one of us.
And then we're gonna basically counter threaten her with the vaccine. And
I'm not playing.
No! Get that away from me!
yeah, so now she's gonna start summoning Mia, which is obviously who we've killed. And she can actually do damage, except for this part here, where it's like, it feels like Evelyn's just freaking out. And we're now going to come up to the first phase of Evelyn, so I'm going to try and concentrate, so I'll explain after. Okay, 2 cycles, fine. Nice. So, what happens is, she shoots like bursts of air out, and if you don't block it, it actually pushes you over. And we push up and get the neurotoxin, and shock surprise, the old woman at the table, and who we've been constantly seeing, is actually Evelyn.
Does everyone hate me?
Ugh. Alright chat, I'm gonna be honest, I've actually fooled you for an hour and a half. Welcome to the playable game known as of the movie Monster House.
Right, actually, yeah, that's pretty similar. I'm surprised there never was a Monster House game.
I would have say
that was, I think, a very good game.
Alright, so Evelyn pretty much like freak transforms after taking the virus, but it basically means she's now susceptible to damage. What's gonna happen is this is once again just another sequence that I have to go through. I just basically have to sit there and watch until she takes me up into the sky. So I literally just sit here and wait. If you've got a donation, now's a good time.
Sure. There's no more at the minute. I think everybody got that out of the way towards the start of the run.
That's all good.
I will say though, I did recognise the quote there when the guy was when Evelyn was falling to the ground. She said, damn you all to hell." You might recognise that from Planet of the Apes, the original Planet of the Apes, where he's looking at the Statue of Liberty at the end, and he goes, damn you all to hell." It's also in an episode of The Simpsons.
So
I thought I recognised it.
For me, I can actually skip the other half of the sequence by moving the circular saw to my leg and sawing off the part that she's got us with. And the person on the phone, Chris Redfield, who's a recurring character from Resident Evil, actually drops us the actual Albert. Okay, and that is it. So time is going to come up when the screen fades to black.
Excellent.
And yeah, that's Resident Evil 7. I hope everyone enjoyed. That was a fun time. Evelyn has been defeated, and Ethan is free to go. And time. Wonderful. Alright, so that was Resident Evil 7. I'd like to give a big shout out to all of the Gammo staff and everyone who's donated. I really appreciate it. I actually got a 136.55. That's actually really good.
Very good. Yeah, that was really good. If you didn't do the bad ending, that probably would have PB'd, right?
Probably, yeah.
Damn well, sorry. I don't feel bad about it.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'd like to thank you, Connor, actually, for being such a good sport.
Oh, it's no problem. Are you okay? Are you okay if I take a couple of minutes just to shout out a couple of people?
Go ahead.
So yeah, I'd like to thank the Gammo team for actually accepting my my speedrun. I really appreciate it. It's been a long time since I did it, and when I saw Jacob running it, it gave me motivation to start running it again. I'd like to thank all of the NE scene. All of the homies. I really appreciate it. I'd like to thank some of the lead scene as well. They've actually been really supportive when it comes to speedrunning it and just helped me out in general. And last but not least, I want to thank the RE7 community. They're actually really nice people, and I want to give a specific shout out to Yossi. Yossi's actually a really nice person. I messaged them a while back because I was a bit of a lurker in the community, and they actually helped me out a lot and gave me a guide to improve some of my strategies. So yeah, if you ever want to speedrun this, the game is super cheap. There is a full written document on how to speedrun New Game Plus, written by Ross Rossi, Yossi, ZGL, all moderators of the community. But yeah, I really do appreciate it, and if this ever happens again, I'd be more than happy to submit a run, maybe for Resident Evil 8, who knows. But yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And keep watching, because some of the runs tonight are going to be sick. Jonty's Marissa's run, Billy Hatcher's going to be insane as well. So make sure you keep watching, and I beg that you stick around, especially also Viva Pinata.
Oh, especially that. Well, thank you very much, Trillbi, for that. It means a lot. Thank you for the very kind words. Now, of course, everybody, that might be the end of Trillbi's run, but as Trillbi was saying, it's not the end of the event. We've still got a couple of donation incentives going. So that's including, we've got Chili's nipple percent incentive, which we're pretty close to getting. Similar to Apache Smash's tuxedo incentive, and also Chains' Choose a Muppet incentive. I saw somebody say, Evan, have you been practicing in the chat? And I choose to ignore it. But yeah, thank you very much. We've raised a lot of money so far, and I can't wait for the rest of the event. Thank you all very much.
Thanks a lot. Keep watching. Bye. Love you all. Bye.